My God, how many times in the last 9 years since 2015 I've spoken up, yet I'm still actually getting blamed for stuff that I never said. So apparently I was scared to go out and all this bullshit. Now, this has all been spread by Giovanni Consalvo. None of it's true. Giovanni has committed fraud. Police haven't arrested him for the fraud yet because they think the lies about me is true. It's not. So, yes, I was mugged after work, but who gives a shit? I was mugged after work November 30th, 2007. My employment continued until October 2009. The negotiation was part salary payment so you can maintain and recover from the physical health injuries. There was no PTSD. There was no PTSD until the last 9 years. Because these organisations started this trouble in my life. There's been no hypervigilance, no anxiety, none of this shit. Whatever I had when I first was mugged was isolated to I just been mugged. That's it. And I kept saying this, why do you keep repeating something that happened and I recovered from? Because I recovered from something, maintained it, and then you've just damaged it in 9 years. George Jacobs should lose his license for malpractice. There's no truth. And I said this now for 9 years, but I still get harassed by organisations. Oh, he's scared to go out. He needs someone to go with him. Who said this? I didn't. But this is exactly what these organisations that got involved with believed. But I never involved them, and I never said it was true. None of it's true. And that's what I've been saying since 2015. And my family knows this. And I'll tell you why. My mother, Carol, was caught in 2015 regarding this. But instead of her telling the truth, she thought, oh, hang on a minute, I can use this for my own advantage. Yeah, that's the truth. This is why it's gone on, because she's just as much scammer as my ex-partner. I never saw my ex-partner when we were together. He was taking all his time off work saying it was for me, but I never saw him. It wasn't for me. It was so he could run around and have affairs and cheat and use drugs and have sex with people behind my back. And that's the truth. Now you've got gay groups and organisations and people lying about me, and you've got my life destroyed for 9 years. And police are right in the thick of it. Because I told them the truth years ago, and they laughed at me and thought I was mentally retarded. And that has to do with me playing a prank on, well, okay, fine, I did play a prank on them in 2017, but they deserved it. It has to do with me when I was joking around with idiots that kept coming into my life, and you could so tell they were deliberately getting involved in my life because they got this wrong information. There's no crap. Oh, apparently when I made an entry to the US in December 2014, I was too scared to go out of my hotel and do anything. No, I wasn't. What I said was, and no one in my family knew that I was in New York the year before. So everyone's making up stories. I'm like, I'm only here to make an entry. I've done all this last year, and I was sick with the flu, but I still needed to make that entry. It's like, well, I was just in New York last year. And the people are going, oh, you go here, you would love it. I'm like, yes, I do love it. I was here last year in this exact same spot last year in March 2013. Yeah, it's like what I've dealt with now, where these organisations, they keep standing back going, well, we're not responsible to pay damages. Yes, you are. You didn't listen to me. There's no mental friggin' issues about me being afraid of people. There's the opposite. I hate being isolated outside the city. So this is ridiculous. It's gone on for 9 years. You won't stop because you clearly don't stop to date. And I'm paying the damage. I'm paying the damage. Meanwhile, Giovanni, who knowingly lied and committed fraud, my mother and other family members who knowingly lied because they were told by me, I'm getting lied about. Can you help correct it? No. And then you've got Giovanni forging my signature on documents so he could pretend he was a carer. Yeah. Oh, and there's me losing everything I've ever worked hard for. When the injuries that I sustained after being mugged were not mental health injuries. They were nothing except for the pain to the discs in my back, the pain to my right side of the back. So I actually had slip disc, S1, L5s, disc bulge, problems with my knee, problem with my foot. It was a bad hit to the back. Damage to my left eye. And you can actually see that right there. Migraines, migraines have only gotten this bad now in the last 9 years. So I used to suffer from migraines in the past, but nothing like I had today. Nothing. So something's affecting me that badly with what's been added into my life from these organisations, where I'm getting obese, I've had nothing but health problems for the 9 years because of these organisations. So everything there is, like I keep saying, these people, there was none of these issues before the last 9 years. You've got information from unreliable sources. You've got lies. I don't care if it's even a government department. For fuck's sake, I don't care if it's George Jacobs. How many times I sit with George Jacobs going, I'm not from a fucking farm. How many times did he, and how many times, what is this bullshit that Giovanni went on with greyhound therapy? It's like, it's not greyhound therapy. Like, look at me. I look nothing like I did before the last 9 years. Nothing. And that's not because of the beard. I've always had beards. That's because of the weight, what you've put me through, the health conditions. These people in my own street make fools of themselves on a daily basis. Like someone made up a story that I was suicidal in 2015. I turned around and said, no, I wasn't. And I wasn't. And then these idiots go, no, we're going to go with this. I'm like, well, go with whatever you like, but you were told by me it's not true. And then they turn back on me and say, oh, we didn't know. Oh, Justin didn't tell us. Yeah, Justin's always told you. I've done this even with my workers' comp. When I'm trying to get information through and the solicitor won't talk with me, well, oh no, can get Giovanni to ring us. Why? I never knew Giovanni when I was mugged. Why do you want Giovanni to ring you? I'm the person. I'm telling you, this is my own solicitors. I'm the fucking person. Why do you want Giovanni to call you? It's me you should be talking to. This went on for so many years till I had a gutful in 2015. Look, I've never seen so much scamming from mental health organisations in all my life. And like I said, I don't live outside the city, and then they've twisted that to be why. It's always about, like for an example, I don't live outside the city. Oh, why were you traumatised? No. I've lived most of my life in the city, and when growing up, I spent a lot of time in the city growing up, and I knew that's what I prefer most. I can't stand being isolated. Everybody's an individual. We're not grouped into a category. Same thing. When I said to people, don't message Stephanie Tsallas back. She doesn't know me. She's been stalking me on social media. That got twisted into, oh, why? What's your problem with Stephanie? Oh, Stephanie must be so nice. She's a fucking weirdo. We weren't friends. What's my problem? We weren't friends. Simple. She doesn't know me. She met me. That's true. She met me. And that's it. But she met me in late 2004 at a coffee shop. By July 2005, I started to avoid where I'll bump into her, to only affiliate briefly in 2006 when she was told, I really saw the side of her then, she was told to fuck off and never show her face again. Otherwise, John, my partner at the time, who was my partner since 2005, and myself would call the police on her for stalking and harassment. And then she continued to stalk and harassment for years later, and I found out in 2015. There's it. She's psycho. With delusional fantasies about me. It's like she goes, we were friends. I'm like, there's your delusional fantasy. You met me. How were we friends? You know nothing about me. And that's your delusional fantasy as well. I've had people go, oh, but didn't you lose a child to Stephanie? It's like, are you insane? That would imply that I would have had sex with Stephanie. I've never had sex with a female. I'm gay. I don't care. It doesn't interest me. I'm gay. I've always been gay. I've never had an issue with my sexuality. Not, what are these? I don't have personality disorder because I've always been gay and I've never said anything other than that. Even in high school, it's like, yeah, I'm not interested. I'm gay. That's it. I don't care. So, that's it. Just because I don't fall into some category of being gay, it's like, but I've always been gay. Like, even before I came out in 1992, everybody knew. And it's not because I was flamboyant or anything. They just knew that I wasn't interested in women. And it doesn't mean anything. It's like, oh, why were you... It's all this, why were you traumatized? No, I'm gay. You're born gay. This is getting a bit insane with mental health now. Everything's about, were you traumatized? It's like, you're insane. You need to stop destroying people's lives through mental health crap. Because you destroyed my life. I don't have a life now. I had a perfect life before I was lied about in 2015. I had the most amazing life, and was already recovered, ready to go back to Star Casino as a VIP host until you started. I had an amazing life. Everything I worked hard for. There is nothing I could say in my life that would be anywhere as damaging as the last 2 years. There you go. That tells you how much damage these organizations have done just in the last 2 years. Okay? There is no, there is nothing before 2015 that I would say caused any trauma or damage to my life to what has just been done in the last 2 years. That there tells you what these organizations that have been told to stop for 9 years keep doing to me, that keep causing me damage because they want to push their own agenda and ideology. I'm sick of it. Yeah, keep your social work behavior to yourself. Keep your but we've done these, what was it, studies, and we've, all this bullshit. It's like, I don't give a shit. Right, you've done stuff at university and you believe, because your studies are going to always be what you were trying to push. So you're leftist, but community based and so forth. It's like, no, I'm sorry. I'm of a belief that we need less communities because it's more helpful when people mind their own business and don't get involved. And we need more cities. I don't believe in this. I don't believe in Hitler's view because they're pushing Hitler's view. It's very socialist, very communist, controlled environments. Everybody fits into a group. You're repeating Hitler, and that's what they're doing in universities. These medical studies, all these, what is it that we've done? All these, like these bullshit. Over the years, like people were saying, we've done all these studies over the years, and it's better for people to have, fall into this group of community or that group. It's like, so Hitler, because you're pushing Hitler's view. That's sick. You're sick. You don't believe that everybody is an individual with individual beliefs and rights and so forth, and what works for one person doesn't work for another person. Some people like to actually live in a community. Other people want to live in a 24-hour city where they live in large inside spaces, in a 24-hour city where they can walk outside their apartment into a concrete jungle. Everything's open. And that's how they don't care. They never see their neighbor or know their neighbor. And in most big cities like New York City, you don't have that community. You might make some friends. They wouldn't even be in the same apartment building. You might go over to someone else's apartment building. Like you might live in Midtown. Someone that might live, up near Columbus Circle. You could be living all the way down near, 36, and you might have to travel to see your friend on the subway and go up to 59th. Okay, that's what I like. That's who I am. I would like to be living in a large inside space in the financial district, so even further, where everybody who I've met, there is not one person I've ever met that says they like the financial district of New York. Not one. And that's been like that for years. Everyone, people, they love Hell's Kitchen, whatever. I was like, I like the financial district. I mean, to me, it's peaceful, it's quiet. I love it. It is still 24 hours. I can still jump on the N train and be up in Midtown. But, I'd like Midtown, but the apartments are smaller in Midtown. So for me to get what I want, I've got to be a bit further away. So the financial district has larger inside spaces, so it suits me better. So I'm like, okay, well, I need a good inside space. I would like to be living up near Midtown, or even I'd love to live up near Columbus Circle, but can't afford that to have what I want, but I could afford it down in the financial district. So the financial district's basically just across the Brooklyn Bridge from Dumbo. You can see Dumbo in Brooklyn across the other side. Or Brooklyn. So I would live down there because it means a larger inside space, still in a 24-hour city with concrete around me. Why would I want to live anywhere else? That suits me. I can still meet friends in that area. I can still have if people want me to connect with people and have connections, then settle me in what environment suits me and my dog. My dog's a city dog. I brought a dog that is allergic to the outdoors, that is a city dog. He's a known breed for London conditions. I brought a dog that is perfect in the city. I don't want a dog, I would only ever buy English Bull Terriers because I know that they will, English Bull Terriers, despite what everybody keeps combining them as a blanket cover of Bull Terrier. Sorry, the English Bull Terrier was bred from the English Bulldog and the English Terrier, two inside dogs. They're actually bred, and I've got photos and documents of this. They were bred to be a social dog, a social pub dog and tea house dog. Ladies with bloody bonnets and friggin' big dresses used to have them back in the 1800s. I bred in the 1830s. They were a little poncy dog that wasn't a working dog. They were a dog to have out socially and just laze around. They weren't working. They weren't for jogging. They were for strolling because they don't run. They're not good for endurance. They're good for just strolling like the top hat and tails. They're a city concrete dog and they're perfect for it. In apartments. That's me. That's it. So don't keep trying to change me because what you've done, my face doesn't look the same. I put on so much weight. I look terrible. I feel terrible. I'm unhealthy. I'm unhappy. And I've never been unhappy in my life. And I've always lived most of my life in the city. You're trying to change me to be somebody I'm not. You're trying to change me to be somebody that you want me to be, your version of me. That's not who I am. Your projection of me is not who I am. I mean, there's so many people in my street that have kids. It's like, yeah, I don't want to live around this. I'm sorry, I want to live in an apartment building in a concrete jungle in the city. These people want to have kids, then why aren't they living in a country town? Because they look like they're from a country town. Even though they say, oh, I'm from this area. No, you're not. You're from a country town. You are from a country town. And you're pretending to be from here. I'm not. It's because, and that's the other thing. People believe, like Stephanie Tsallas believed I was from a country town, but I wasn't. People believed I was from an area that my mother moved to, but I was like, but I'm not. I'm from Sydney. My grandparents are from the inner city. Like, who did I grow up around? Like, I'm originally from the suburbs. Like, it's ridiculous. And I'll pin that and say again, Stephanie Tsallas is a psycho stalker with delusional fantasies who contacted people, and one of those people are these weird freaks of people from the suburbs who are related to my cousin Rebecca. I'm talking about the fucking Azzers. Now, police have a duty of care. I don't care if I know people. I don't care if I've met these people before in my life. I don't care if I'm related to them. If I'm telling police, but what they're doing is breaking the law and I'm getting harassed and having my life damaged and destroyed for 9 years. And again, as for the Azzers, they don't know me. I met them the first time at my cousin Brooke's wedding. So these are just really weird people projecting their creepiness. They've got issues. Charlene and Mike Azzer and their kids have got issues. And they project that onto everyone. It's like, okay, I did socialize with you guys briefly, like would catch up because you're the cousins of my cousin and be nice and was really nice about it until you started projecting your beliefs into my life or beliefs of what you thought. Or some freak, Stephanie Tsallas, contacted you and you contacted her back. I draw the line. Now, I am polite to people and would always bite my tongue, but there's a point where you have to turn around and say, look, I like you. For example, the Azzers, I like you, but this is subjected to you and your way of life and your upbringing, not me, two different people. And I can't have you projecting your beliefs into my life. And that's where it's wrong. And I'm sorry, look, have to bring them into this, but they're one lot of people that really got involved in the last 9 years, and I'm like, but you really don't know me. Can you butt out, please? If you want to help, then stop that person harassing me. Who's harassing me? Or ignore them if they contact you. I'll leave it there. I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I hate the area I live in. I hate the apartment. I mean, it's just temporary. I only came back to Australia because of these exact same issues that keep getting caused in the last 9 years, and I'm not causing them. It's a continuous group and organisation. It's me being put into a system that's causing it. Instead of just letting me, for example, buy the condo I wanted to buy to make money out of, sell it within a year, so which was all going to happen, and I was going to make money from it, and then buy the apartment that was co-op in Atlantic City. That was beautiful and perfect. So that was going to be my retirement. I mean, I would not live outside of a 24-hour city, ever. I can't handle it here. I hate it. Even now, it's like, look, I've got to get out. I can't be so isolated. I can't be isolated and landlocked like this. I hate it. Yes, fine, the ocean's there, but I'm sorry. This is bush. I might be 10, 15 minutes from the city, but this is bullshit. This is horrible. I've got to be in the city. This is just really horrible. I'm that isolated and that far out of the city that this is just horrible for me. It's not healthy. It's not happy. It's not. It's just not enjoyable. I can't do it. Like I said, I would live in the financial district, and what I just said before. I was looking where I can afford. I can afford the financial district. Oh, sorry. Could afford the financial. I could have afforded the financial district back in 2013. I should have. I'm sorry, but I could afford. I can afford Atlantic City. So down Iowa Avenue, which is near the boardwalk, I looked at a place there, and I could have bought it outright. And that's what I was wanted to do, because even if I rented it out or Airbnb'd it and lived in the financial district of New York and rented, I could make money from it, still have my nest egg there basically, and still have lived in the financial district. If I couldn't work or get ahead in New York, I had something to fall back on. That was my whole idea, which meant I could still fall back in the casino industry because there's 5 big casinos there. It meant I could still do my art and design work because it's got that much there. It's only an hour from Philadelphia. Yeah, it's what is it, an hour and 10 minutes? No, it's pretty an hour. From memory, it's only about, I'm trying to think, how far is it even from Jersey City? It's not that far. There's so many cities around it. Would it be an hour? Wouldn't even be that. So look, it's you got so many cities around you there. It's perfect, and it's a 24-hour city itself. So for Atlantic City is a 24-hour city itself. There's walking out the front of my apartment building, walking across the road, which is what I want to do right now, getting a hot chocolate, getting a bottle of milk at any time of the day, because it's a 24-hour city. That's what I want to do, where I've always lived. I hate this. I hate what I've been put through for 9 years. I can't do it. And that's why I've cut out family members that have actually destroyed my life. My twin sister, it's like, sorry, you projected what you want or what you think I am, but you're destroying my life. I don't do this to you. I don't want to see you again. As far as I'm concerned, you're a toxic person. For what you've just done to me in the last 9 years, you're toxic. I won't change, ever, my opinion of you again. And that goes for a lot of family members, because you stood back. It's like, can I talk? I can talk for myself, thanks. And I can tell people what's going on. And I can tell people who I am as a person and how I've grown up, because you want to project what you want me to be, and that's not who I am. And that's what a lot of family does. Family will only project what they want that person to be. Oh, but he loved this growing up. And it's like, no. Parents do this all the time. Oh, he loved it. It's like, no, you loved him doing that. There's a difference. You wanted him to be this person. So you loved it, not him. He's his own individual. You don't get a right to project what you want for that person into their life. You're destroying that person. You're killing that person. Look at me. Look at me. Do I look anything like I did 9 years ago? Do I look anything like I did in 2017 even? You destroy me. You're killing me. You're killing me as a person. So I can't have those toxic people like Amanda in my life. You're killing me. That's evil. You're so evil, Amanda. You're like Carol. You're like Carol and Marianne. You were so evil. You can't even see it.